Hey everyone, how's it going? So I thought I'd make a quick video on something that got a lot of traction lately, which is working from home and freelancing, specifically freelancing. Finding jobs as a freelancer. This is something that's mentioned a lot, but nobody actually wants to tell you how they're finding business. And on top of that, to make it worse, a lot of the people you speak to or you hear online, they're just lying. They're simply lying. They're not making as much business as they say they are. On online platforms like freelancer.co.uk and sites like this, they're actually not making that. I mean, they're just lying to you so you can buy their courses. But that out of the way, how do you actually um, get freelancing business? Anyway, if you just put that to the side, first thing I guess you gotta acknowledge is the competition. The competition in the moment is crazy for anything web related, right? So you can go to any website you like. The competition is gonna be crazy, right? Even if you pick the technologies that are a lot more in demand, the competition is still crazy, and it is gonna take so much more effort to get a single client, like a single client. We're not talking about here 10, 20 clients in the first quarter or anything like that. It's a single client. Single first client is gonna be nightmare to get if you do actually get it. You know, so you have to acknowledge that the competition is really, really, really damn high. It's not compared, nothing like how it was 6, 7 years ago. The market has changed. It's very, very competitive. Everybody's getting in web development, and um, then you got to realize, if you kind of put competition to the side, along with people who just lie to you how much business they're getting. If they were getting so much business, they wouldn't be selling you the courses. They would be making that money from the business. um, if you kind of put that aside, let's talk about solutions. What do you actually do? I think the first thing, which is quite important, I think, but the second thing I'm about to mention is even more important. But the first thing is to pick the right technology. you know if you want to sell bespoke software, you work on bespoke software, and you want to sell that service on freelancing websites, it's going to be really difficult. Okay, it's going to be even more difficult than selling some of the front end service. You can fix this on front end, you can fix that on front end. That is going to be way easier than selling just bespoke backend services. That's one thing. So you have to make sure, um, you have to look well you have to look at the market, what is popular. And there is a chance the technology you wanna provide as a service, um, whatever you wanna provide as service is not popular in the market. So if it's not, then what? Think about it. If it's not popular, then what? You can't just sit around and then just regret your decision, that you made a bad decision to learn that technology. you know if the technology you have learned, spent some time learning, or you're learning now, is not popular in freelancing market, then what do? I guess the only solution is to find a job. Forget freelancing. Another solution is to kind of realize that, yeah, it's not popular, and if I want to keep doing freelancing, if I want to do freelancing, then I need to learn separate technology. Then you'd have to learn different technology. It's simple as that. It'll take time. Yes, it'll take time. But the first thing is you have to make sure whatever the market demands. If the market demands PHP, you should know PHP. If it demands Python, then you need to know Python. You know, if it demands API integrations, then you need to know that. For you got to figure out what market demands. You can go to freelancing site and all that. That said, now I'm about to tell you the most important thing ever to get freelancing business, and that is to chase or go after agencies in your area. If you have agencies around you, not even around you, far from you, whatever, go after these guys, ask them for business, talk to them on LinkedIn. email them with your portfolio and the work you've done, and say to them that you can work for them on ad hoc basis. This is your name, this is where you're from, this is what you have done so far, here's my portfolio, and I would love to help you guys with whatever site you're building. If you're working on WordPress, I have WordPress experience, and I'm happy to help you out for 3-4 hours a week, you know. And I appreciate that your company does all the work in-house, but surely if you need something here and there, little things, repetitive tasks or anything like that, I'm happy to help. So approach the companies in this way and tell them, that generally tell them, and you would be shocked how many people actually have interest in these sort of things, because they're not going to put you on contract. They have employees that are on contract, but so they'll put you on that freelance or like ad hoc basis. You do the work, and you just send them the invoice. There's no obligation from their side, and they get to keep their own in-house employees who do most of the work. Talk to the agencies, and that from my own personal experience, anytime I have chased an agency, I have been mostly successful, at least 4 out of 10 times. Agencies have responded to me. Sometimes I just couldn't do the technologies they wanted me to work with. Other times, um, it made more sense, and I did end up doing some work here and there. But that's the practical, real way. If you want to put all the competition, you know, just just not compete against people. Just the market is too saturated. If you want to go literally take a shortcut, that's the only way. Yeah, go after the market, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. If you like this channel, if you would like to hear me talk about these sort of things, practical things that you can actually apply to what you're doing, yeah, subscribe to the channel. Catch you guys next time.